have 1 free Fits and Cryomonoxide with Chrono Trigger Jets of Time.
All right, so this is a regular set of flags, regular race flags. We are going to be playing for Jets of Time, which is an open world randomizer for the Chrono Trigger game. Fantastic RPG. We also have Boss Rando on. We have Gear Rando, Healing Rando, Early Pendant Charge. Zeal 2 is a possible end boss, depending on which of the 3 Gomos we go through. And we have a fun little tidbit of Tech Damage Rando.
Yeah, and I'm 1 free Fits. That was Cryo there. They'll be joining me as we go on this journey to. We gotta save the world. Hopefully we save my ancestor Fritz along the way so that the timeline is preserved. We'll see if we get that pendant. But I think I'm ready to get underway here. So if you want to give me the countdown, we'll go ahead and get going and talk about what we gotta do.
All right, so you want me to count you down? I got you. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, we got Chrono and Marl to start off. Pretty solid. Got some speed. We got some magic. All right, so what do we got to do here? We have 3 ways that we can get a go mode and go beat a bunch of bosses to win the game. We can find the sword pieces and frog, forge that mass immune, and go through Magus's castle to end up in Ocean Palace, beat Lavos. GG's. You want to talk about the other 2, Cryo?
Yeah, so we have Magus's Castle, like you said, where you find Frog, you reforge the Mass Immune, go through Magus's Castle. Then you also have another possible go mode where you find the Gate Key, the Dreamstone, and the Ruby Knife, which lets you go through Tyrannorailor, which also leads to the Ocean Palace. And then my personal favorite, if you can find the Pendant, Clone, and Chrono Trigger, you go through the Black Omen. In many aspects, a lot of people say that the Black Omen's tougher, but I find it more fun. Right.
They're all pretty good. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, your power tabs rolled pretty decent. Anything above 2 is decent, in my opinion.
Woo, too many. So yeah, at the beginning, I'm doing my grocery shopping. We'll go check what's for sale here. This is one of our opening key items we can get. The time egg.
Up.
Get it. Yeah, so the healing item rando, it means that basically anything that heals for a value has a range that it can roll.
Did you
our
buy
tonics, mid tonics, ethers. I did buy the Chrono Trigger.
Cool.
That is potentially one of our go mode items, and I kind of have a money route early that pretty much guarantees I can always get it and still get enough stuff to get started.
Yeah, because money is very scarce if you don't know how to get more fast.
Okay, so we got a couple of go mode items in our opening checks. Got a sword piece, but no frog. So we would need to find them. And we've got an egg, but no pendant to be able to do something like that. There's a bunch of tabs. Oh, that's the wrong house. Tabs we can get at the beginning of the game, so that's kind of also what I'm picking up here. Speed is king. Cryo, why is... Ooh, +3 magic tabs. Why is speed so important in Chrono Trigger?
More turns equals more damage and less damage taken. But you also don't want everyone the same speed. You want to be able to manipulate who goes when. So you don't want like everyone at speed 13. You do want people with varying speeds very close together. Ethers rolling anything above normal is awesome.
we got some good healing item luck.
Yes.
While we're here, I have to do something. Okay. Since those tabs are pretty good, and I have Chrono, who's mostly a power man. We're gonna go out of our way to get a couple of extras.
Yeah, with tech damage rando, with gear rando, I do believe it is more advantageous to pick up a few extras, ones you don't normally get.
Like this one.
So you're going to see, if it's not too far out of the way, more than likely, I'm going to guess you're going to be grabbing more.
Pretty much. Like this one, I only usually get if we get the +3s or the +4s. And then we're going to kind of combine a couple of things here. We do want to get a fight or two under our belt because we want to unlock some techs.
Yeah.
So,
and sadly, because you didn't start with Ayla or Magus, the Denadoro grind is less likely to be safe.
Yeah, there's quite a few spots. There's a lot of options of like where do we get that. I usually come here because we get that free shelter. That's nice. Come fight these guys.
Yeah, Guardia Woods tends to be a safer grind spot than Denadoro because those bluebirds will make your life bad.
Yeah, they counter with a confuse move, and so if we can't one-shot them, or Magus has an amulet that protects against it, we'd be in trouble. Lightning 2, haste. That's solid. Maybe? Lightning 2 could be mad. We'll find out. One more fight. So thanks to generous donations, we did unlock the tech damage rando flag. It's one of the newer ones, and mainly what it does is for anything that does damage, it shuffles, or I guess not shuffles, it randomizes the MP value. And the idea is the more MP it costs, the more damage it does. So it takes some normally maybe lesser used techs, double techs, and even triple techs, and potentially makes them viable. So like we got 15 magic for that. We got 10 magic for Cyclone. That's gonna make our fire skills pretty good. Like our combo skills. I need more MP because it's so expensive. Gonna go boop that. Now, what do you think in terms of what character would you want to see here if you had my party?
Your party, I would like either Luca or even, hard to say, but I'd say like Luca or Isla. It gives you a little more versatility. Luca specifically giving you access to possibly very powerful magic damage abilities, as well as the dual text for these three characters specifically. If any of their abilities roll up, could be absolutely devastating. But then, of course, Isla, same deal.
Yeah. Instead, we get my guy, Frog.
Which is another piece to go mode.
Yeah, so if I find that other sword piece, that's go mode. And it'll be oh no mode. Because I'll have to figure out how I'm going to get the levels and the gear to beat the game.
Yeah, there's ups and downs to getting go mode early. You obviously you can set up a grind, but then you start possibly overestimating what you need to beat the seed or underestimating it, which can lead to a lot of resets.
Okay. He already had one of those. Okay, well, we're gonna get this bromide. We can turn it into a guy, and we get one of each tab. That's pretty great. So.
Yeah, in the vanilla game, I think you only get a magic tab if you turn it in. I don't. It's been so long since I've actually played that I don't honestly remember. But they made it significantly better for the rando.
I'm gonna bail on going to the back. If we go all the way through, fight that boss and go to the castle, we can get another character. But I have 2 out of the 3 characters that like either gate a go mode or have checks that they unlock. So I think the odds feel in my favor to not do it for now.
Yeah, and then of course
I'm gonna look at this, guys.
you have a very good sweeper. If you decided to go one way, you have decent physical damage if you go another. So you do have options. You don't feel like you might be lacking in any department.
Yeah, I think I have the firepower to get through the bridge here, so I'm gonna give it a try. Hecarim Cave would be another like good place to go early since I have AoE magic, but
That
this
and the
bridge,
fact that Lightning 2 rolled up even better.
we'll peek this, and if it's something we want, then we'll give it a try. Because the bridge fights drop like surprisingly good loot for being like an opening game check.
Absolutely. I've had it's the Prism Spec Bridge, and then I've had sunshades, rainbows, haste.
We had a
helm.
weekend in the
Ooh.
league where we had haste helms, and so we got Dreamstone. That's a go mode item, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to do the bridge. And we'll get to see our first boss, and then the boss randomization flags, because all of our bosses are, except for the final ones, are all shuffled around.
Yep.
We'll get to know relatively how much HP they have based on where they're at. But yeah, it could be anybody. Oh, I'm too slow.
Now,
Okay.
something cool to note here, you could either wipe the board with a decent AoE spell, or you could just target Ozzy with 3 physical attacks, and that will break the spell. So you would instantly finish the fight if you don't have a good sweeper.
Yeah, like with a fast party, that would be probably faster, and I'm actually probably gonna do that this round. See all in the chat saying we got Team Arc Impulse, which like it could be viable. We could see it.
Maybe depending on what rolls what. Yeah, I mean we already know that you got a decent weapon for Frog sitting in the wings, which is really nice.
Oh, I was hoping to get that menu, but I didn't get it.
Yeah, if you time your menu right here, for anyone who's interested, when they all gather together, there is a possibility you can actually menu before the game continues to take control of your party. So you could do a menu glitch using the power tab or the items you got off the bridge. It's extremely useful. There's a couple menu glitches in the game that are very good. Speaking of Hecarim, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah. This will be slow, but I think we can get through it okay. I'm just gonna haste up Frog to throw ethers faster, and then I'm gonna haste up Chrono to do lightning faster, and hopefully we can survive like one of these hits. Yeah, okay. Don't do it again, though. That's not okay.
So with the menu glitch, I think it's 2 frames. The first one's got a little more leniency than the other, because the one on Lavos 2 and Lavos 3 is very picky, and that's the most notable one. Because if you've gotten beaten up into Lavos 2, Lavos 3 could sweep you and almost immediately, just to give you out, and you're sad. Hecarim being kind of a bad guy today.
Okay, that's fine. I need time to regroup anyway. I mean, I am wearing starting gear. They don't have that many hit points, but
Yeah, and
we're gonna just go ahead and do this.
he says go ahead, try to attack, do the exact opposite.
And actually, I need 15 NP on Chrono. There we go. There we go. Let's go. I mean, Hecarim is only vulnerable to magic damage, basically, so unfortunately, like, I just have to keep doing this. I do have, like, Spire, but that leap attack is not going to really add.
Yeah, it just takes away one of your characters that could be fringe healer, fringe magic battery, and you don't want the fight to go south.
Okay. And that. I'm trying to think, because Zombor has some amount of hit points, so this fool probably has between 1,500.
Yeah, because it's combined.
Oh, Bimoro, I'm sorry. The revives are pretty good, so... Okay, yeah, we can regroup. Oop, I almost went. That could have been bad. Alright. Hang out.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the business end of a waterfall.
Okay, let's go. There we go. Nice. So yeah, that was kind of spicy, but we did it. Now we'll go get our tabs. Yeah, don't go chasing waterfalls. We use a decent amount of those. We're gonna get some more. That's not really that better. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need 2 of those. Let's get more of these while we're here.
Yeah, as long as you do that, everything will go swimmingly.
Exactly. So we gotta check that when we gotta talk to this guy.
I'll leave you all to ponder that joke later. And no, I'm not apologizing.
I mean, let's see. I know I saw there's some FF1 rando earlier, so it's like, yeah, if you don't have a canoe, then stay away from the waterfalls. I think. Is that right? Am I getting it right? Where am I going next? Where do Hecarim Cave next?
And it'll be Zombor at Hecarim Cave, just to confuse everybody. Now, for a very similar reason, Hecarim is only weak to magic, but if you go through Hecarim's Cave, the enemies in there are only weak to magic, save for, I think, 2 enemies you can tentatively beat physically.
Yeah, and we do have to unlock magic to get more than our first 3 techs for most of our characters. All the ones that I have right now.
Yeah. Only 3 characters you don't need to. That would be Robo, Isla, and Megas. They have their abilities unlocked from start.
So I'm hoping I will find like a pendant or a gate key.
Gate key would be faster. Pendant would be another piece to a go mode. You already have a piece too. But you also have, I mean, realistically, either is good here. Just one slightly
Yeah.
longer than the other. Sage
The
Bolt rolling.
weirdest thing would be to find the other sword piece here, because I could unlock magic by beating Magus Castle.
That's
is the
usually the
third way.
weirdest way.
It is weird. It would be weird. I think if I got the sword piece here, we would be heading to the desert, and I would fight everything that's in there, including the boss, to like get levels, and then we would go try to do the go mode.
And ice water is actually pretty good.
Yeah, we'll do it. These enemies are not very fast. 6 and 8, yeah.
Significantly cheaper than just using Lightning 2 every time.
Okay. We're gonna get this show off. This is really the first encounter skip that we're getting to here. Which are these bats? And so like this one is basically like you want to go until you can go down a little bit, and then you're good. This one is just like hug the wall. Some of them are very easy.
Yeah,
Some of them I only recently finally got. There's definitely ones that are more finicky and
most notably anything on Dactyl Nest.
yeah. I'll try to do them and then also point them out and kind of how they're done.
Yeah,
Am I tab committing to anyone right now? I don't think I can because I don't know what's going on with their like text. So we'll try not to. And if I can't get by this boss without it, then I'll throw a bunch on. Oh, okay, we got magic at least. I think this is gonna be okay. Hecarim doesn't have that many hit points.
no, and then you divide it by 2. And Mega is the only one of the mutants that actually can be damaged by physical as well. Both
Yeah,
Giga
if I had better
and
reps, then I would probably do that.
now your magic is
Although we could
definitely
do,
way better.
yeah. I don't know what this is though. Slow, that's annoying, but alright, let's heal. Chrono and Ether. Chrono. Like with those +3 magic tabs, I could make Chrono a mage. Like that's not. I don't think. Yeah. Okay. We're fine.
Yes, it can be. Obstacle can be any status effect. I've had runs die, and I'm pretty sure anyone who's played it could also attest to this. I've had runs die to obstacle rolling stop, just all of the worst things that have happened to you.
I could have been walled there for sure. There we go. We got through. Elixir, silver earring, not bad.
Oh yeah, no. Stop's a riot.
Stop is bad. Slow is equally bad.
Yeah. Fun fact, if you didn't know this, most status effects in this game, poison, chaos, all of that, reduce your overall damage.
Yeah,
it actually lowers your damage output. It's a double negative. It's really unpleasant.
Okay. Pendant. I have Chrono too. We're gonna have to go. We're gonna chase that pendant. I could go do Denadoro, like, cause there's a sword piece hanging around somewhere, right? And so it's kind of like do I think it's out there in Spear Zero, right? And what we had from the very beginning? It could be, but I feel like it's deeper in the game, and Pendant gets me to Magic. Because Factory isn't as bad since I have um, like a Lightning 2 user. I might raid the Desert, to be honest, real quick.
They tend to it does tend to have a better set of items, especially for the early game.
Because I haven't really found any good stuff. I haven't really went looking either, but I'd like a weapon for Chrono, ideally.
Yeah. Chrono has the biggest weapon pool in the game, so he actually has access to the largest amount of usable weapons in the game that are still considered good. Like he has Shiva Edge, Kali Blade, Slasher 2, Rainbow, just plenty of good weapons.
Oh, is this gonna land? Oh, it did. That's annoying. Alright, we're gonna need a little bit more. Chrono, Eel, Marl, Ice Water. All these desert enemies are weak to water / ice, and so they give a lot of experience and tech points early on. I'm probably not gonna clear everything. I'm mostly here for the loot, but I'll take a couple of these. Levels or power. In fact, like if you see at the top, there's actually like, it shows me the damage calculation for like double and single techs up there. So ice water is just ice plus water, no multipliers, but it hits everyone.
And specifically in things like tech damage, Rando, if regular ice and regular water roll all the way up to their best tech, it could be insane amounts of damage.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what.
And I think
and,
water
and they're
rolled up.
decent. Yeah, they're at like 6 and 8. So
if I'm not mistaken, that means water rolled up to leap slash.
Yeah, I think leap slash is just 4. It's just vanilla. Sometimes that happens. I wanted it bigger. Oh, speed belt is nice. Ooh, that's okay. All right, the loot here was meh, I would say. I'll give it a C grade overall.
I see what you mean.
So
honestly, the best thing out of there was, I think, the blue mail.
The blue mail. The speed belt is actually low key really good because it helps me like, and Marl has our strongest weapon. So that's kind of interesting. Let's give Frog more hit points. And then we'll pop a shelter. And then we're gonna go on trial. Yeah, when we get the pendant, we gotta go here. I just saved. I'm gonna talk to this guy. I didn't steal it. Like this, like a monster in a cave had it. Yo, like.
Now,
if anything, I found it. Let's finders keepers.
Well, here's a fun little tidbit. Getting access to either prehistory or the future also gives you access to my favorite place to go, because I'm mildly insane, Mount Woe.
Yeah, we're probably gonna make a Woe trip. I would have to go through Factory to unlock End of Time. Gate key gets us directly there. And those little like blob enemies in the Factory, they're like really annoying, and like especially early, can wipe your party. Like,
But luckily,
when
you
you
have
fight them.
lightning magic.
And lightning takes care of them big time. So, like, I should be able to get through the factory
I believe it's the one
very
element they
quickly.
don't resist.
Correct. Other than like the non-elemental, the couple of things like a tailspin, a black hole, hit. Oh shoot, we don't even have a weapon strong enough to one-shot a guard. We're gonna have to use our magic, I think. There we go. If I only had a blade. Alright, we're gonna scooch on between those.
Now, this skip is interesting. The shield skip, you have to be perfectly in between them because their hitbox is deceptively smaller than their actual sprite. A little
Yeah,
too
you
far
wouldn't
to the
think
left.
visually that there's like room, but how do you like line it up? It varies from character to character. They all have different like features. I just kind of eyeball it.
I use the size of your head. The one constant, even with like Isla, Robo being the most notorious offender for it, is it looks like you won't fit, but you use the center of your sprite to line it up, and you're fine. But it's, you know, it can be unpleasant because those fights can be irritating as well. They have the ability to put you to sleep. Also, we get to save Fritz.
Yeah, that's my guy, my ancestor. He just happens to kind of look like Chrono. That's his only crime. And so we always gotta make sure we free my guy. Yeah, I saw in chat, should we have brought Laurel maybe because she has a good weapon? Like, that probably would have been a good idea, to be honest. Because I gave her that speed belt too, and these guards aren't that fast. But I think I can just, yeah, we can just lightning blast the rest. It was only the first one that I didn't have the power for. Time to get out of here. There's nothing left in our way, right? We just walk out of the castle after this.
After you go for a run.
And we'll get a save.
Now, something really cool to note, if no one's ever tried this, there's a shop in the very first village you start at in vanilla that Fritz will actually go to. If you go talk to him, he will yield you 10 free mid-ethers. Also in Rando, they've made it so that he is guaranteed to sell Lapis.
Ooh, this could be bad. Yeah, Lapises, and then with healing item Rando, they might be like of plus. This is not as bad. I don't really have a way to take advantage of the fact that Fleet Plus is weak to every status effect, and so they're very easy to just like shut down. I think if I just keep using Spire, we'll be fine. When they get below half health, they can counter with a really powerful attack.
Yeah,
That might
the
happen.
spare
We'll see.
hurts.
It's a very stylish tank, I would say. It's giving a lot of vibes. I'm gonna ether Chrono. I think one more will do it. That's fine.
Because Dragon Tank, it's the only reason that Fleet Plus ends up having so much more health is because when boss rando happens, if the boss of the area you're at is a multi-target, it combines their HP into one with, I forget the exact calculation, but it's not just combine it all if that's what they have. It's their HP modifier combined with what the combined total of the boss would be.
Yeah. There's a couple different like variations. Like I have the spot HP flag on, which makes it more like less variable, where it's just like in this case, like I think it is like Flea Plus there had all the parts of Dragon Tank added together, which is like around 3,000 hit points. I'm still pretty fuzzy with the numbers. That's not my like my strength necessarily is knowing the exact values of things, like, but I generally have a good idea of like one more hit will take this thing down.
Yeah, and even if you don't go and learn the exact HP values, you, play it enough, you will start getting a feel for it regardless. Now, with early pendant charge, which is a flag that's been on for at least a couple years now, you can use the pendant as soon as you get to the future. It is so useful. It lets you open the sealed chests and the sealed doors. If you really wanted to, the sealed pyramid. Let's be honest, that doesn't happen very often. But it's extremely useful for getting very good items early, depending on what actually shows up behind said doors and chests.
I think I'm just gonna commit to going to the factory and unlocking magic. I could go peek Son of Sun and see what's there. I'm gonna do that. We'll do it. I'll just reset if it's something. Sometimes there's Golem boss there, and it's like, oh, I could just do this. This is fine. But if it's something real bad, then I won't even try.
Yeah, if it's like
Just-
Elder Lavo Spawn. The thing is, because the HP values of the flames and all that, the boss that rolls here could have a lot of HP.
Yeah, Son of Sun is a weird spot.
This is actually not the worst thing to see here either.
No, I'm gonna try it. I think it might be doable. We'll see when they hit me hard. How hard they hit me. That'll be a big factor. That's not bad.
Vanilla Leap Slash with Lightning 2 makes that Spire way more usable.
Yeah, Cyclone is like not bad though. If I had an actual sword, it would be incredible. Yeah, the top. Yeah, I think this is right. Yeah, okay. I wonder if Mara will do more damage. We'll find out. We're gonna try an ice too, and then we'll try just have her shoot with her like big bow.
We call that bow mode.
Okay, still okay. You can ether yourself. Actually, we need full haste, max speed.
Now, something to note about Zombor. When you kill his top half, whoever dealt the last shot, even if you're using dual tech, whoever initiated the last shot is going to get hit by MP Buster. Then it changes the attack pattern. 9 times out of 10, you're going to want to hope you kill the top half first if you're attacking multiple targets, because the counterattack the top uses when the bottom half dies is extremely painful. And it's screen wide.
Yeah.
You know when he's initiating that in the second one, he says, "Doom, doom, doom, I believe." And suddenly you get hit by a laser.
Yeah, we don't want to see lasers.
No. Historically in this game, if it's a laser beside laser spin, it hurts.
I hit this guy. There we go. Okay, I was like, we're not doing that much damage, but like, it's also not doing that much damage to us.
Zomboard late stages, mid to late stages isn't the worst thing in the world. Zombor is fairly slow.
Yeah, we are hasted, so I think we could just... That's so weak, Chrono. Look at that. You're just getting embarrassed on the battlefield right now with your like, it's got like a cardboard, you know, like a paper towel roll out here.
And Marl's like, I'm gonna smack you with my crossbow.
Marl's got like, you know, like her third or best bow. There we go. Let's hit some crits. There we go. So that was long, and if I would have came back here later, it would have been faster, but I had a strong feeling that it was doable. That I wasn't like, I had a high percent of winning.
I mean, you did get
That's
a memory
another...
cap out of it, so that's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm a gate key away from a go mode. So we got one of everything, or we're one away from everything. I'm just gonna make a quick trip through this factory. Should probably equip some of this stuff. Yeah. A white male. Yeah. Alright, well, we have armor now. There's a skip here. You want to like gather up your party before you venture forth. And then if we hold down and run, we can get out of here before that fight happens. And then when we go back in, we don't have to do it. This one's just kind of like run diagonal when they spread out.
Shout out to Moon Blizzard for finding that one.
I mean, that's where I learned like all of them from. It's like watching their video of just all the skips.
Absolutely.
There's a difference between knowing how and able to do consistently, but that's the first step, is knowing how.
Yeah, some of them are frame perfect, some of them are just basic positioning. Now, the thing is, these enemies, if you don't kill them and you try to hit them with an AoE, they will fuse with the opposite elements. So the alkalines and the acids will do an AoE counterattack. And at this point in the game, it's going to hurt and could very possibly party wipe. This is why we were talking about the importance of lightning magic. It's the only element they do not resist other than non-elemental.
Yeah, and like the ones here, if we just like, you saw me like hug the like outside of the wall for this room, and that skips 2 fights on the way down here.
Outside and bottom.
I would say half of the encounter skips in this game usually involve like using a surface to move in like diagonally without pushing in that direction, if that makes sense to anyone. But like that's where like a lot, like when we're saying like positioning, it's like, oh, if I use this wall or I use this ramp to move instead of doing it myself, I won't trigger, you know, the little invisible guy that we bump into for the ones that are on the map. I have a moment of hesitation there of like, am I going up or down? Because I don't come here that often.
Because once you go downstairs and turn on the backup generator, you can't save, you can't go back up through the elevator, so you it's best to just go down this way.
Could I do a quick read?
For sure.
Awesome. Then I'd just like to remind everyone that we are benefiting the National Alliance on Mental Illness, which is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization dedicated to building better lives for millions of Americans affected by mental illness. NAMI's vision is to provide advocacy, education, support, and public awareness so that all individuals and families affected by mental illness can build better lives, such as helping with stigma, which harms 1 in 5 Americans affected by mental health conditions, shames them into silence, and prevents them from seeking help. And they have a campaign that seeks to end stigma. Your donations for NAMI can, of course, go towards our various incentives. And the incentives open right now. We have a bid war to choose the dogs for the Red Lantern run, as well as 3 separate incentives for choosing the champion color, and the name of the champion in the For the King run coming up. So be sure to put your donations towards one of those incentives.
Alright, Giga Mutant has a very unpleasant problem with countering attack by taking your magic, while magic is the only thing that is effective against it. Also, he tends to hit kind of hard. But not when you have Lightning Mail. Oh, White Mail.
Yeah, we're gonna try to haste up and then take it to him. That I don't love.
Luckily, our series, that is the vanilla boss here, doesn't have a lot of HP each, but when he can quarter health you, half health you, and 1 to 2 shots, it's not terribly pleasant. And of course, every attack is met with, I'm gonna take your magic.
We'll see what they do here. Ooh. Okay. Sorry, Marl. Show must go. We gotta go. We can't hang out in this fight. Okay, he's so good. Oh, it's gonna heal. Ow. Keep your ninja stars to yourself over there, please. Thank you. Man, this fool is close.
The mutants early, before you have amazing gear, can be very troublesome. Even late game, they could be unpleasant, but the earlier you fight them, depending on which one, the worse it is.
This is not nap time, Frog. This is serious time.
No, Lord.
Okay. We're good. Normally I'm very pro nap, but that was a bad one. Alright, let's go see who is here, who will get a character.
Now,
and we will also...
Idealistically, who would you like to see in here?
I haven't unlocked like everyone's text yet, you know, so it's like there's still a lot of like Frog doesn't have heal.
Yeah, and pivoting when you don't have magic is a lot easier than, oh, I have a full tech list, and now I have this character that's got something really good, but I have to really spend time on them. Is the time lost versus the time gained worth it?
This is it. No, this is interesting. Robo is slow, and so that's kind of bad, but they also have an AoE heal. and I found a decent arm for them. So we'll give them a peek after we go unlock magic.
And Robo is also one of the ones that does not need their abilities unlocked to be tech friendly. Albeit where you found him, doesn't really matter.
He does unlock a check as well. We can go finish the desert and turn that in, and that'll give us an item. That's probably where I'm going to head before I go to Mount Woe. Because it's pretty fast. Alright, is everyone thinking magic? 1. 2. 3. I always go a little bit past. Oh, I cheated. I think I didn't start close enough to the door.
Yeah, deceptively picky positioning here.
Can be very finicky.
Yeah, and then of course it wants you to touch every corner, yada yada yada. See, you could think you've done it, and it'll just be like.
See, I think I
just wants to
started
be
too early the
Yeah.
last time. Like, I gotta let him finish talking. That's why he wasn't paying attention. 'Cause he was still yapping. There we go. Oh, I do it from time to time. It happens, for sure.
Sometimes it's actually a good way to, like, if you feel like you're behind in a run, it's a good way to either, break up the monotony, make you kind of chuckles like, wow, I messed that one up. Or it could be mildly frustrating, but it is always in retrospect. I've noticed it's funny. You can't be mad about it.
All right, 6-point confused. That's not great. 4-point ice 2. That's not great. And then unknown. We've got weak heal. No one's really shining through. I don't think Robo's getting the nod into our party here at the moment. I did manage to get the not fighting Specchio. That's important too, so.
I will never admit
Okay.
to how many times I've accidentally hit yes.
We are... Which one did I come in? This one? Yeah. I'm gonna go do the desert.
That demon hit rolled very nicely, though.
Was it not where I came in? Yes, it is. Okay. I got worried for a second. Sometimes I go in the wrong column of when I'm stuck on the wrong column of light, and I end up on the other side of the continent, but not today.
Yeah, the fight that you're seeing him skip, all you have to do is not run and stay close to the bottom. If you run, even if you're close to the bottom, it will initiate the fight.
Yeah, the tiniest amount of running.
Even if you're on the stairs, it can pull you back. Best thing to do is once you're clear of the stairs, go ahead. When you're going up to the portal and then down, same thing. When you're past the transition area, then just go down. You can run.
I don't think I saved. Let's get it. There could be something bad down here. I'm pretty aggressively using shelters too, but that'll be fine. We can go buy more. I'll take this one. This is a good one. Ice water.
Yeah, these enemies are worth a lot of points. Early, late, it doesn't really matter. They are considered late game enemies that are very accessible early. So if you see people dive into the desert, they're going to run, because if you don't, there's a good chance you don't survive the fight.
All right, let's see if I can do this. Nope, too sloppy. It's possible to get that chest without triggering this. Rusty, what are you doing down here? You're supposed to be in a different cave, my guy. I think Spire is probably some of my best offense.
Yeah, and this fight will
Yeah.
only hit you on every countdown cycle. Usually with a very powerful attack, though. So every time you fight Rust Tyranno, realize it is a damage race.
It's one I intend to win. Sky lightning swords.
Yeah, it's a very shocking development.
Because, like, I think the thing about characters that naturally have low magic, their techs tend to, in their formulas, kind of be balanced to compensate for that. Like we talked about, I think Tailspin being one of them. It's like Ayla doesn't have very high magic. And so the formula is like level plus magic times like 21.8 or some like huge. It's like one of the biggest multipliers for a tech.
Yeah, and what makes Tailspin so absolutely broken is it completely ignores magic defense.
And so like where I'm on the fence is like I've got these +3 magic tabs. Chrono's highest cost tech is Lightning 3, and Frog's got like a pretty good sword. And so like I could just really commit to being like, you're my mage, Chrono. And we're just never, I guess, gonna find a sword for him to use. But if we go to Mount Woe, which we may, I
everyone
believe,
loves Woe mode.
I can need more ethers too. Nah, 30's fine. See, my opponent and my for the next the Worlds Collide races, wishing me luck now, but no luck later. All right, we gotta talk to Fiona with Robo in our party.
So we can create a time paradox. Doing pretty good. We are one piece away from, I believe, every go mode.
From everything. It could be, yeah, we could get go mode right now. And then other than that, it would just be stuff I would be maybe mad about. But we'll go to Woe and it'll be good. Let's check this chat while we're here. I think this is the party. All right, Lapises are weak HP. Maybe Fritz has a good sword for me. I'm in the neighborhood. I feel like I should probably stop by. I mean, the biggest thing that we have right now is leap slash rolled normal, and ice and water are like 6 and 8. So like ice water is pretty solid. Okay, we might do I do the trial now?
Yeah, Lapis is... They're fun because in Healing Rando, they can also roll an AoE magic heal. They can actually give you your entire party MP. And they'll be called Lapis M.
Nothing.
And then, of course, depending on it, the Lapis M's could be like a mid-ether 40 plus to the entire party. And that is extremely useful, but it's not an AoE heal. If your party lacks an AoE heal, that can be a devastating blow because a lot of times, got a pet validation cat. A lot of times that's your AoE heal you're going to be relying on, depending on your party.
Well, we did one trial. We might as well go check out. I've heard there's an. Oh wait, I haven't. Nope, I almost said it. When we get the prism shard, we have to go back to 680.
There
We gotta
are
talk to the king to be like, yo, go get the prism shard that we have in our pocket.
And then, of course, there are certain items in Healing Rando to note that don't change. Mega Elixirs will always be a full heal to the whole party. Elixirs will be a single target full heal. Hyper Ethers will still heal all your MP. So they can't roll down because of their description of how they work.
Yeah, shelter's always full sheltering.
Yeah, no spamming, having to spam 3 shelters, costing you a lot of money to try to heal outside of battle. That would be unpleasant.
Yeah, and like for those that like would be, it's like, maybe I want more of a challenge. There are some like flags to increase, like there's like the hard item flags, which knock down like the tier of drops and chests pretty universally, and also you start with less gold and everything costs more. And then like hard enemies have, I think, more hit points and maybe a stat boost. I remember we had a tournament that was like hard items, hard enemies, and it made like going to the desert like a must in order to get money to be able to buy like stuff.
And you had to pretty much activate your run almost immediately because they will get on top of you and crunch you. And certain bosses with hard enemies on could be a real chore.
All right, who is this Chancellor? It's some kind of computer. I don't love this, but I can work with it.
This is a boss fight where Luca tends to shine if you have Hypno Wave. Because you could put
if we could, or like if I had Provoke, I could like chaos the monitors, but yeah, so I'm just gonna hit the ones.
Yeah, the real key is you don't want to kill all 3 monitors. If you do, bad things happen.
Yeah, Mother Brain gets real mad about that.
Yeah, it goes way off the rail.
It's AoE
and
everything.
Yeah, and gets progressively stronger the longer the fight goes.
Oh, please don't. Okay. That chaos is low-key what sends everything spiraling a lot of times, because that chaos character has a real knack for shooting the last monitor, and then it's pretty much over after that, but so far we're okay.
Yeah, the AoE, it does a lot.
I feel like I am getting to show off the power of haste is very good in Chrono Trigger.
Even with max speed, haste can be useful.
Yeah, we don't see its effects. Like if we had an item that gave it to us, it's not apparent on our like first turn. It's really speed, right? That like determines who goes first.
And the fun part
but
about
every
that is,
subsequent turn, we get a lot faster with haste, and so.
Yeah, that's the fun part about haste is it doesn't activate immediately until you've taken your turn once the status effect has taken place.
Yakra the Elder doesn't have like that many hit points, though. We're pretty close to.
Yeah, Yakra 13th is one of the bosses that are late game they're basically a super soaker when it comes to straight out HP.
Do a little bit Bit of healing. Stone Cold Steve Morrison. Shattering Glass, yeah. Burn out. More! That would be, I feel like how that would go. Alright, so that's done. I could have went to the basement, and like seen what the reward is, and then came up here and did the fight, but I need so many things, and I don't know. Might as well just do it.
Now, here's a fun fact. Ice Sword 2 usually is one of the strongest dual attacks in the game, but because both Confuse and Ice 2 rolled down, it's pretty useless.
Yeah, I'm looking for that spin cut to roll high here.
It's got
Then
the
like Ice
capacity
Sword
to.
1 could be really good. And these will be some decent chests. Nice. We need Chrono weapons game. I'm Robo's frippin'. I'm pleading. If we were using Robo, I would be like, heck yeah. I mean, Robo does have our only like AoE heal right now.
Now, Robin's Ribbon in the vanilla game was just a passive upgrade. Atropus would give it to you, and it would automatically take effect. It can increase your speed, among a couple other things. And this is an equipable accessory that gives Robo the Sunshade abilities and Sight Scope, and I think auto and speed +3.
Yeah, and that speed is desperately needed. It's just his techs are just really lacking so far is kind of the big problem there.
Yeah, I almost said
Okay,
auto
I
barrier,
need
but I
to
was wrong. I was not wrong.
12, 11, 11. So I need Chrono to be 2 speed faster for sure. And I am really just going to commit to Robo Mage Life. Not Robo, Chrono. And we're going to go to the Dark Ages.
For everyone's favorite, Woe mode. One thing you're gonna notice in the Dark Ages, there you go into the Beast End. You would have a boss fight before you went up to Mount Woe, but that boss fight has been removed from that area. But up until I think about a year ago, the Mud Imp was just not in the game. It was recently added, also with the extra Magus fight that would happen at the Cape. So there are 2 bosses that were recently added, and quite frankly, I love the fact that they were added.
Yeah, the pool, of what was possible to be shuffled has definitely expanded over time. Because like Dragon Tank Spy used to be always Dragon Tank.
And Guardian was too.
Yeah.
Now I
I hope
think
we see Guardian. I always get a kick out of it.
Yeah, instead of it actually being the Guardian sprite, it's just a new.
Yeah, it's like a Guardian colored new. Because it's so big. That's a big old robot.
Now you're going to notice that Fitz used tabs for going up Mount Woe. There's a reason for Woe can very quickly go bad. It is a dangerous area. Enemies up there could 1 to 2 shot you depending on what time you go up there. it can be bad. Your main goal, if you're not taking the fights, is to be fast enough to immediately to run from the fight before you get dogpiled and crunched.
Yeah, and I'm playing on battle speed too, and if I had faster reflexes, I think 13 speed would be sufficient for me to either get in my menu and use lightning 2 or get in my menu and run. But I found when I made the switch from like speed 2 to speed 3 that I was like, I actually need 14 speeds to like
Well,
to be able to do what I want.
Yeah, something to notice about Mud Imp, it's the fight itself in the vanilla game was trash. I won't mince my words there. It was not a pleasant fight. Depending on where he shows up, he could have almost no HP and die to lightning. Like, I'm not even talking about with tech damage rando. I'm talking about just wow, Chrono hit something physically.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. On the Rebels, at least.
Yeah, no. Genuinely inaccurate. A lot of these fights are skippable. A lot of them. This fight is scripted. The two gargoyles will, if you don't run fast, will actually hit you with act that brings you. There's a few that are guaranteed to do that. About is this little orb you. Yeah, phone has it right in the rando. It's yeah. There's two fights that were from gating. On Black Omen, where the vanilla mega mutant is, there's nothing there. And Mud Imp, there's nothing there.
Yeah, I think there was some balancing reasons behind that, because like, what was a very long check, or like how it is right now, and having that other boss in front of it, I think was making it so that like it would be very hard to come here in like a race setting.
And then an entire section of the game was cut. You find the blackbird in the random. Something horribly wrong has happened.
Yeah, although there is the the epoch fail flag that makes it so that we don't have
Second.
wings, and we have to find them, and then like there's like a modification on that where you have to go to the blackbird to like fight a boss to get your wings. It's basically like you don't have to do the whole thing, but it's just like you go there and like fight like the Dalton spot. The Blackbird dungeon was like my least favorite one in vanilla because I would always get lost, and also you get your stuff taken away.
That's why in the vanilla game you want to bring Isla, because Isla doesn't need a weapon to fight, so it can fight.
Ooh. Got a Mega Elixir.
AoE full heals are the best heals. And you might see if it's like move by ways, but rest assured, Fitz is actually skipping encounters.
Yeah, like when I was hugging that top wall, that was to skip a fight down there. This one is not skippable, although it is runnable, but I'm still level greedy, so I'm gonna take it.
Is this any better? Sorry about that. I didn't realize my mic was
Yes.
clipping.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I take full responsibility for my mic's issue.
But you were mentioning that like the ones earlier, they just do like to take you down to one hit point
Those are the
attack, which seems scary, but they don't kill you.
It's the lightning orb ones that you want to initiate
Yeah.
run
These
as
orb
quickly as
guys,
possible. Yeah,
they love to like go after one person too sometimes. Like particularly your like low hit point screen clear. Like they'll love to get after a Luca right away if I'm slow on the draw. And even here they're getting like 2 or 3 in before I get my.
one of the
I
best
feel like
safeties.
I taunted them.
One of the best safety this honestly is the green dreams. Because
Yeah, thankfully we got past that one.
honestly, the 4 gargoyle fight dangerous.
Yeah, that's one that, or when I was learning this, I definitely wiped there before. Wait a
Getting
minute.
a lot of elixirs up here.
Hello. There we
Oh
go.
wow! And
We
that
got a
rolled
doom sword.
yeah.
So I believe that's my rainbow.
Yeah, that's
And
your
it
doom
rolled
sword.
with magic and doom effect, which means it'll do lots more damage if a party member is down. And that's exciting.
Doom is a cool effect. There's only one other ability in the game that has it, which is Black Hole. When one of your party members goes down, the increase in damage is fairly high, and if both party members are down when it hits, its damage is maxed.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of good stuff here. I'm glad we came. Oh, sorry, Moral. No. I went so fast. How did you get it off anyway? Just laying in. Everything's fine. Okay, I'm gonna run. Now I'm just getting trolled. Gotta run sometimes.
It's nice when they blizzard you and it gets rid of chaos instead.
Yeah, I was hoping for that, but it just didn't. I think I'm okay. Yeah. So I got one more fight that I'm going to take. Well, I'm gonna fight this rebel too. These can drop very high tier items. They're like one of the rarest monster categories in the game.
I evade, but they also give 50 tech points.
Which is great. Man, heal might be Frog's like last tech. That's what it's feeling like. It's not 99%. It's not very high that even the like rebels will drop something. It's that when they do drop something, it's dropping off of like a high tier like drop table. Yeah, I have like 12 or 13. A vigil dress.
That's really good.
Okay, this was a good call. My favorite mountain has paid dividends yet again. All right, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That's our last fight. We have a save where I'm gonna heal up, put my stuff on. Gotta do a
It's
fit
possible.
check.
Do have only one of every go mode left. So if we find another piece of the sword, find the gate key, or we find clone here in go mode. So it very much can. And realistically, I believe this has to. Because I think there's only 2 other checks available. So statistically, this should be something.
My hat game is still so weak. It's just so weak, but that's okay. We'll get some better hats hopefully along the way. Oh, I forgot to look at that vigil dress. That's what I was looking at.
Prism dress
Protect all.
status, yeah, protect all, awesome.
Yeah,
Basically,
like
Nova.
yeah, we love to see it.
I feel can't be status effective at all. Good.
Is that a who? What? Oh, it's a crisis bow. Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen.
I mean,
It could happen.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what
I got really excited because I thought it was a blade, and I was like, wow.
I mean, if you ever need more magic defense, that's a very good defensive bow.
Yeah, we'll probably use it eventually. We just will never actually use it for the
Damn it.
the pews. Haha, you can't get her with that anymore. Gotta go fast, so we gotta speed up. No, why would you do that? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Slurp cut is a 2. Okay. Frog, you gotta roll some attack high, I feel like. Re-raise, provoke. Yeah, none of Marl's stuff rolled that great, but they bring a lot of utility.
Roll isn't good.
Beat it again. For the first time.
Beat it again for the first time.
I want to hear from chat. What did they want to see the reward here? You got about 15 seconds to get your guesses in.
I'm gonna say it's Thomas Pop.
Sword Part 2, Pop. I'd like a hero medal.
Hero medal. Key item check with the most overtuned accessory frog. A crisis mune.
Okay. It's not a key item. It's a fun item.
It counts as tools.
Interesting. Ugh, okay. Now I need to go clean up. It's time to clean up. We'll do Denadoro first. Because mountains are nice. And we deserve.
I mean, if you have the right HP manipulation, Crisis is very, very, very strong.
Yeah, we're gonna look into it because we have gold earrings too, and so like that additionally allows us to kind of manipulate that last digit. So
yeah,
I'm not like
Crisis. Yeah, for
most mad about it, but
Yeah, for those in chat that don't know, Crisis will deal increased damage depending on the last digit of their HP. If 9 is best, 0 means you deal 0, because that multiplier, if you multiply something by 0, it is 0.
If I could chime in briefly.
Hmm.
Awesome. We just got a $100 donation from Gar, who says, "Die, Sid, die!" and puts that towards killing Sid in that bid war, which brings it ahead, I believe, 110 to $5. So if you'd like to save Sid, you've got your work cut out for you.
That's a
And-
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Gar getting their opinion out there on this important. I have to carry it out, one way or the other. So, which one of them is faster? It depends, honestly. That's all it comes down to fish RNG.
If all your fish come out good, you're just like, well, I ain't doing that.
I'm a single issue voter on the issue of killing Sid myself.
Oh yeah, I should have been talking about the skips a little bit. I'll talk about this one. So there's this ramp, and we want to use it to go all the way down and then left, and then those birds will leave us alone. If we hold left off of that ladder, that bird will leave us alone. This one, there's a lot of different ways. I just go down right away until the bridge, and that avoids some jerk birds. We have to, of course.
You
talk to
also
this
dodged the biggest skip in the best skip in the game, because yeah, doing the gauntlet loses a bit of time because it's 5 encounters that you can't move away from. It's just one right after the other after the other.
Yeah, it's a big chain, but really it's just on that screen. If we just move up right away before we go left, boom, got in. This one's a little bit trickier. It's basically, there's different ways to time it, but we want to go up the ladder when this guy's like towards the top, and then he runs away. Black Rock. I'm just gonna go nope. I don't think any of my party members can use that one. Cause that's
Black
Dark
Rock?
Eternal.
Yeah,
Oh wait, no, it's
Marl
Shield.
can.
Okay. Shield's not bad. Speed Belt is better for them right now, though. Yeah, we had to be nosy because +3 tab. We needed it.
Now,
I was very excited when I played Sea of Stars, and there was a person that said mountains are nice, and then I talked to them a bunch of times, and they gave me a thing, and I was like, nice.
it's a fun little note here. The first part of this fight is guaranteed to be Masa and Mune. The second part will be the randomized boss. They counterattack every time you hit them. If you hit them with an AoE, they both counterattack. One does damage, the other one, I believe, confuses you. Chaoses you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this spot is kind of tough to come early, not because of these two. Oh man, Flea Rago. This would have been a reset if I would have came here right away. Because they are gonna have like 3,000 plus hit points and hit pretty hard. But with my levels, after being through WoW, it's gonna kind of be like, we'll just let our sword guys do their thing. Like this Spire with the Crisis Sword digit being right could be doing, 5,000 damage. I just don't. We're not there yet. Alright, that was 2. You need ether. I'll do it. We didn't get to show off why Flea is scary, but I'm glad that we didn't.
Yeah, the stare, very, very unpleasant attack to be hit by.
I think it's a magic attack too, so like physical defense doesn't guard against it, and so it can take down some of our normally like more tanky characters. The Moonstone? Are you kidding me? That's okay. I have 2 more places I can go. The Moonstone I can't turn in because I need the gate key for that. So we're gonna go to the future. And we'll go do Aristome first. Genodome is another kind of longer, higher tier dungeon, but because I did Mount Woe, I kind of don't want to go there if I don't have to. Luminar's 15 too. Huh. Curious, we're about to get healed.
Now, we were mentioning earlier some bosses that were originally locked to location. The one we're coming up to was one of those bosses. The game would not do well if you moved this boss somewhere else. Now,
Yeah.
this boss could be anywhere. So, now this boss can be any one.
Like this fool. Yeah, Genodome does have the conveyor belt skip, which I am proficient in, but not. I won't hit it every single time. I usually try it twice and then just do it the regular way. It's pretty tight in terms of it. There's a lot of movement that has to go well to make it happen. I have a little like piece of paper that I keep my notes on, and that skip has like a lot of steps. And it's also just long. It's just long, and given I've already done a long dungeon, like it just doesn't.
Yeah, and the enemies in there have a lot of health, so like wave clearing for them, not on the conveyor belt necessarily, but just in general later, it's not the most fun. Personally, it's my least favorite dungeon in the game.
Yes, I got the rat. Sometimes I don't get this guy. It's just like if the movement is sloppy, if we get hung up on a corner a couple times. But today we got it. We'll go get this. I didn't want to do that though. All right, we'll just leave them alone. But it seems like that problem is going to take care of itself. Whoop. Excuse me, Mr. Bug. I'm just here. Just here to use your computer. We'll go open the time door. Stay away. A Wonder Arm and a Terra Arm. A Wonder Arm Robo is interesting. That means Uzi Punch would be doing a random amount of damage.
A Wonder can overwrite the. I wouldn't say completely overwrite the damage of attack damage, but it can really nullify things that rolled down significantly.
If I hadn't found that like Chrono sword,
Yeah, that Doom Sword's a beast.
you know, I might have considered making a change here if I would have came here first, but I feel pretty good about this party comp being able to handle whatever we might have to face.
Do we have time for another quick donation?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. We got $3 from Sukiyami872. He says, Nami is very cool. As one with experience with mental illness, I approve of the program, :3. And remember, every little donation helps. Every donation helps, no matter how big or small. Me when I add words to my reads.
Thank you for the donation.
So I did find a clone, so we
So-
did get a go mode.
Yeah, we are officially in Black Omen Go mode. That's the fun part. Actually, Isla can roll with like she'll get different effects. She can have like a magic defense fist, speed. I've never seen speed, magic damage, power, stamina. She can roll effects to her fist that get better as she levels.
Yeah, we don't normally see the levels I think we would have to get to for her fists to be like, you know, crisis fists, but I think if one did get her to like level 50 or 99, we would start to see, because the effect upgrades over, like if she rolls power plus, then it gets more, I think, at like 25 or whatever level there her fists get bumped at. But yeah,
Oh, so you mean like something that guarantees the crit to be 9,999, 9,999? There we go. I English good.
no, that's a good.
I don't
That's an
believe that can
interesting
roll onto
suggestion.
anyone else's weapon, but since I've personally never seen it, but I don't know if it's outside the realm of possibility.
I think it should only be able to go onto bows and guns, if that's the case. It would be way too powerful on
Yeah.
like hit weapons.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Or
I'm
any of
gonna
the
try to
high
get-
critical hit rate bosses characters.
We're gonna go for the swag tab here. Got it. Nice. That saves like no time. It's just for fun. Yeah, this one is a little bit tricky, and I haven't quite got the full how to do it. It's like a timing one a little bit to avoid these weird goo like egg guys.
You have to be stationary while they're moving. The timing is a little finicky.
Got that one. Yeah, I think I forgot to turn on the alternate Death Peak music. I had the alternate bridge fight turned on. I feel like I always turn that one on.
I did say that there are certain bosses that were removed. The extra Lavos spawn that shows up here, gone.
Yeah, we only have the one, and then we'll get to see something pretty. I think it's pretty funny because we'll have to push that boss, and then climb up it. And so, depending on who it is, it can be amusing.
Now, like earlier, we were saying there's 3 go modes. This is actually one of the go modes where Lavos is not the final boss.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with that fool. We have to deal with Zeal, which is a different thing, but a little bit more. There's a hat. A little bit more of a predictable thing. Like they can get out of hand, but they're not quite as wild as Lavos gets.
Yeah,
Slash
depending.
regular or super regular.
Now, depending on which go mode you want, not which go mode you want, which go mode you go through, will depend on what kind of gear you would prefer over the original. If you go to Zeal 2, you're going to want more elemental protection, specifically from water and dark. If you go through Lavos, you're going to want status protection overall.
Which I think we have a lot of those. We've got a lot of the tools that we might want. I've got a black mail. I've got a blue mail.
And that rainbow helm is also very useful because Skygate with Zeal 2 is thoroughly unpleasant.
Yeah, definitely.
Even though Confused rolled down because of the sword, that did respectable damage.
Yeah, Slash resists a lot of elements, so...
And outright absorbs water.
Yeah, it was faster just to use our swords there. Now we gotta push him. Do a quick climb.
Yes, push the slash, climb the slash.
We get a nice little cutscene here.
Isn't it though? Well, I mean, there still is one more in the pool. I don't know if there's any donations to read out, but we do have a couple minutes before, at least half a minute before we're going anywhere.
All right. I can take advantage of half a minute before we go anywhere. We have a $5 donation from Dathis, who says, "So glad to be part of a marathon benefiting a great cause. All the runners who have donated their time, plus my fellow staff members, are heckin' awesome. Donating towards one of the doggos in Red Lantern. Husky for woo!" Thank you very much, Dathis. And of course, you can donate to Nami using the link pinned at the top of the Twitch chat, and that will go towards helping Nami work on their programs, such as the Say It Out Loud virtual card game designed to help young people talk about important conversations about life, relationships, and mental health.
One thing to note is you can never go into the Black Omen in the future. You get locked out. Or at least in vanilla, I know that's true. I've never tried in the random, to be fair.
Yeah, it depends. There's certain modes that restrict like some of the time periods. Those will allow you to go in like that way, but yeah, we can't go in 20. We can't go in prehistory, and we can't go in the future. It's got to be. We're gonna rock this. We're gonna rock this right now. We're just doing one last kind of fit check here. We'll put the crisis bow on too. Like, why not? Switch over to like a blue male. Okay, I feel good about this. This is also where speed matters.
Yeah,
These
this first,
things are
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, this first fight can very easily party wipe you if you're slow. Especially when they decide not to target you and they target each other.
Yeah, because then they explode and hurt everybody a lot.
They're fairly weak. That's why even though they're only hitting each other for 100, 200, they still pop themselves. But now you got your AoE heal, so that's cool.
Yes. Yeah, we're feeling pretty good. I mean, we went to WoW, so we got solid levels. We'll take some fights along the way here. These things I can't use lightning on, so I'll probably hit them with some ice water and see if that gets the job done.
Yeah, Black Omen's where Luca shines the most because this area has a lot of enemies that just don't resist fire, and Luca, debatably in Jet's time, is one of the best in tech damage rando. She could be rendered north of useless, which is unpleasant.
Yeah, these things have exactly like 1,000 hit points, and so I'm like 20 shy of ice water doing the job.
Yeah,
Which
one
is like
level will change
a
that.
magic tab and a level, yeah. Might as well. Let's get that heal really popping for max healing.
The fact that they drop magic tabs is kind of nice.
Yeah, I fumbled my inputs there. Yep, here we go. Ice water will do the job. The power of refreshing water.
It's a hot summer day. Cool off.
I'm just gonna use a shelter down here. I kind of took a couple hits.
Now, one thing to note about Cure 2 specifically is it doesn't state it in its effect, but Cure 2 also, beyond healing your HP to full, also gets rid of all status effects negative on the person it was used on. It's extremely useful for the fact that it full heals you and cleanses stats.
Yeah, thanks for the good luck in chat. Who was that eye guy was being good? I don't like these things, these eye orbs. They're very annoying.
Yeah, the
I'll be running
sidekicks
from
give you a
them.
lot of experience, like experience points and tech points. But just like Rubbles, they have an extremely high evade.
And unlike Rebels, the boss orbs attack you after they do that first turn of like locking. I don't think I was fast enough. We're gonna redo this. This one, like, speed is required. So we gotta like run behind that guy while the other guy is still like doing their spinny patrol.
Yeah, that one's one of the harder skips because if you're even off by, I'd say half a second, that they will catch you and you have to either run or fight. And the metal mutes, they hurt a lot.
Oh, I forgot I had a crisis spell on on Mara. I was like, why are you doing 0 damage? It's because she has a 0 for her digi. Little elevator ride. So we can get between 0 and 2 fights on the elevator. It will always be the same, like between seeds, which is pretty nice.
Isn't it 0 and 3? You got the, what's it called? The Ruminators, the Goons, and the Cybots.
Yeah, we don't like this though. This is bad.
Yeah, none of them are terribly pleasant.
I was trying to wait for an ice water. What's I don't have like the clock up right now. What's our time looking at right now?
About an hour and 51.
Okay. Are we done? Okay, we're done. Gonna hug the walls here to avoid. There's at least one eye guy fight that you can run into in there.
Yeah, most
Go
notably,
left
as
or
soon as you
right.
run, as soon as you run in, if you don't move almost immediately, he catches you, or it catches you, I guess I should say.
Ah,
Moon armor
this one
-1.
I know the setup. It had power +6 on it still, like, so that's not like the worst. Like +6 power is generally more useful than. There we go. Hats. You get a hat, and you get a hat, and you get a hat, and then also a demon hits. So we get a shop in here. We're gonna buy a lot of mega elixirs. We're gonna sell pretty much anything that's not bolted down or a mail. We're gonna keep all of those. I'm gonna keep that amulet. And keep an extra speed though. Okay, so I can get 2 of these. I can get 3 of these. Do a quick heal. And we're off.
All right, the first half of the Omen is notably just trying to get to this save point. And the second half is where all the boss fights live.
Mm-hmm. I'm feeling pretty good about our levels, so I think we're running from every fight we can run from, and the rest of WoW. Or not WoW, Omen, which is a decent amount.
Yeah, there's only one floor where the enemies are unrunnable.
Oh, this fool's had it out for me today. It was in my head. I tried to trick it. And I was like, I'm gonna go one way and then I'm gonna zag. And it didn't work. Alright. The ice water should get it done this time. And if not,
Yeah, though that fight you can only skip if both of the sidekicks' eyes are closed.
it is possible to run through when they're blinking from like open to open again. The timing on it is absolutely absurd. Let's see what this 8-digit crisis. Not bad for a bonk. I don't think those do as much as the shots. We'll get more magic tabs. Take another rainbow. Oh, okay. I should have just sent it. I would have made it, I think. Ooh, look at that. Oh, it was looking right at me. Well, I guess we have to go look in that chest now. If I could run by that little sentry, I normally do, but it wanted to look, so we will too. Stairs, elevators, teleports. Another key. That make us wonder why we had to use stairs earlier. We got teleports now.
Now these boss spots that we're coming up to can be troublesome. Even early game bosses can be dangerous in these spots. Increased damage, increased health.
Yeah, definitely. These spots are all very fast. They have great stats. And a lot of health, so...
Definitely giving you your answer to Skygate.
A 1-digit? We don't like that. Let's get 7 going on. Having those different both earrings is definitely making using a crisis weapon a little bit more manageable. Because I don't think Frog has the best natural HP growth at in-game levels for using it.
Yeah, no. Best HP growth in the game goes to Robo, though. Bar none.
Let's see what we get here. Oh, well, you gotta actually hit my guy. That's the first step. I couldn't... That looked like 600 from Marl with just a shot, so...
This
one's particularly scary. If I mess around in the core, if the center goes down, it's gonna get a lot worse. But there we go. That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking.
This boss has a fun gimmick for those who weren't aware. If you use water on this boss, it reduces its evade and defense. It does no damage, but it makes it easier to hit. But anywhere in the desert, it's even easier to hit in general.
Uh-oh, so this is me messing around. Ooh, okay. I thought he was gonna leap slash the core, and then we're gonna be in for it, but it's fine. When the core dies, or if it flees, we just win the fight. We just don't get as much experience and tech points. But if we kill it too early, then every attack will cause it to like increase its defense. We have a super water heavy party, so that's not really a big deal, but it makes it take longer. And several times I've queued up an attack on the top, only to have had it. No. Crisis webs. Good hits too. Ooh. That's a 5. Okay, we'll do that. I probably should have just had Chrono attack. That would have done more damage than being safe and healing.
Yeah, because you would have shown off the Doom effect.
We will probably get another opportunity. Let's confuse this eye. Can we hit it? Yes. Boom. Nothing like incredible, but we love experience. Spin cut is 2? Oh, that's disappointing. What's water 2? 20?
Water
Okay.
2, the aggressive sweeper.
Too bad that wasn't like the first one. We haven't learned water 2 yet is the problem.
Actually, yeah, Water 2 rolled extremely high.
Yeah, water 2 slaps, but it was denied to us.
It still could tentatively wash away your troubles.
Yeah, we'll just keep ice watering. Instead of glaciering, we're denied our glaciers.
No, but if you did manage to get Water 2 before it, that glacier will hurt a lot.
Yeah, I think Marl's ice 2 is like pretty low, but it
Yeah,
won't
but
matter.
Water 2 rolling up that high would make up for the difference.
I've been
Or at
putting
least I think so.
a lot of these magic tabs on Frog as well. So that'll help with that situation. Although with Zeo we won't want to use it because we want single target damage anyway.
Yeah.
More elevators. That was our last elevator, y'all. We just have a couple of unrunnable. This one you can't run. Gotta fight. There are these bats coming up. That one, I could dodge it. We'll see if it happens.
Yeah, this is the
I'm gonna
floor I was
try.
speaking about earlier. None of these fights are runnable. It's the only spot in the
fight
Black
that.
Omen where you have to fight the enemies you run into.
Nope, messed it up. Gotta fight this now. I wonder if, oh, they're not close enough for a cyclone. That's lame.
I will say, though, you got
Okay.
very close to Bat Skip.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of hesitation. That was, I think, again, if I would have just went for it, I think I could have made it. But they are dropping magic tabs, so it's kind of like, okay, well,
Oh darn! I have to have magic
I'll
tabs.
take another one, I guess. Right, and ice water is not gonna do it against these two. I wonder if this will. We'll see. Yeah, just enough. Some panels. We're getting pretty close here to our final kind of couple bosses, and then Zeal.
And then 3 rounds of pain. Something I didn't touch on earlier that I feel like I should have. Healing item rando can be extremely beneficial if you are running with crisis weapons. Since they don't heal for exact amounts, you can manipulate your HP values if you know how much your thing heals for and how much you could tend to lose to gain. And manipulating a 9 on it can be really good. Now here's a fun boss fight. 10 hits to the right flame and it's over. Every wrong hit, it counterattacks with a fire ability. It will also weave in flare and a dark attack, where the dark attack can hurt, but flare is an AoE that tends to deal a significant amount of damage. The further this boss is, the worse this fight can get.
Ah, there we go. That's good. We found it early. 2. Slash would be a problem in Omen spots. They would hit very hard. Flee would be bad. Golems are pretty bad.
Dalton Plus
Got
could
hurt
be
a lot.
absolute horrifying.
Yeah, that would be a pretty wild one.
No, you don't want to do that.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
I've actually never tried like anything like that. I assume that does it counter with flare if you hit more than one flame at a time?
No, but if you hit them all, they will counterattack.
Like all at once. Kind of lost count. I feel like that was 7 or 8. 8 or 9.
That might be why.
9 or 10. 10 or 11. We'll just go with extra one.
Yeah, you know you've the fight's ready. You don't want to attack anymore because
hang
that
out.
will delay it. It'll say Son of Sun is losing its fire.
Yep, okay. Oh, we finally got spin cut. There we go, Arc Impulse. Spin Strike.
Oh, that Silver Rock rolled Sunshades.
Yeah, we want that. Still don't have that 1 or 2 yet, but see, this is all low rolled though. It's gross. Arc Impulse could have been amazing. All right, I'm gonna stop messing around. We're gonna let's make Marl a little bit faster. Is this vanilla? Or is it baby? Baby spawn?
They're both not terribly pleasant here.
That might mess up my digit. Or it might be good for my digit. It's fine. Nice. Yeah, that's only with a 4-digit frog value.
Just think if that was a 9.
I know, this fight would be over already. Let's go ahead and keep Chrono looking healthy.
Putting amazing numbers. And Spire is going to be very useful against Zeal being a single target.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the choice to use a lot of our magic tabs on Chrono was a good one.
Yeah, in this case, with the wave Lightning 2 rolled up, it's very good.
There we go, Glacier.
And Glacier, I think, is a localized AoE, not a full screen, so...
Yeah, we might be able to use that in Zeal 2 as well. Zeal 2 as well. Yeah, okay, that made sense.
Well, it's Luminaire. Not quite Lightning 3, but it is close. I didn't even see what Luminaire rolled.
It rolled 15, so it's like a little bit stronger than Lightning 2, but
longer animation by a
longer
lot.
Animation, yeah.
So it's like Lightning 2 is so good, here's Lightning 2.1.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we can do like a quick. Yeah, because it's times 15, 15.6, and this is 16. So actually, Lightning is better. Lightning 2 is definitively better. Sometimes they can be close. Like I've seen with Magus, like if Black Mist and Dark Matter flip, they can be pretty similar. But I'm gonna check my digis here. 594. I think we can mess with 4s. 4s is alright. Because we have the sunshade effect. Yeah, I think all things considered, the seed made me wander around a little bit to find my go mode. I kind of thought with our start that I might get an early go, but it turned out not to be the case. This is going to mess up that. So we're going to... Frog Squash is only a 2. She's going to get another... I don't know why I did that, because she's just going to do it again.
Yeah, so phase 1 will use Halation twice, and then she like buffs your head.
Stole my magic.
Yep. Phase 1 of Zeal, not the most problematic boss fight.
Here we go. Here's 7 digits. Love it.
Mammon Machine, there is 2 approaches you can do. One is significantly more dangerous than the other. If you wait for it to dispel its energy, you have a few turns where you can just smack it around before it'll start hitting you again. You just heal up from its initial attack, or you can try to damage race it from the gate, which, if you do, it gets stronger.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Yeah,
So
we got the menu glitch there. That one is a little bit more consistent. Has both audio and like visual cues. I'm gonna hit him once with the business here. And then we're gonna hold off.
So Memory Machine will do nothing, will release its stored energy, and then it's going to go into doing nothing again for a while. And then it's going to start hitting you with Point Flare, which really hurts.
Yeah, let's see what Frog's hit points look like. 5? That's good. We want to rock that. Yep. Do one more of those. Mm-hmm. All right, this is it.
That dash ring could have been nice a while ago.
Yeah, we definitely don't need it now, but we would have loved it.
All right, now Zeal 2 is this Go mode's final boss. Zeal 2 can be very dangerous very quickly. If one thing goes wrong, it tends to start falling apart very quickly. What you want to do is try to deal 10,000 points of damage to the head, not the hands, because the hands will counterattack with nastiness. So it doesn't use Hexagon Mist, which hurts really bad. You actually want to see Halation. Halation's the halfway mark, reduces your entire party down to 1, and then you're going to want to try to heal to make sure you don't get polished off. It will follow
Yeah,
up.
so
Yeah, it will also follow up
100%.
with MP Buster.
Yeah, our gimmick here is we kind of want to reset their script by getting them below half health before they start doing their nasty moves. And Frog has 8 digits right now for their... Yes. So if I get this Spire off, then I'll probably start hasting Frog. So they can do this even faster. That's gonna heal. No, it's not. All right, 3. I don't love that. But I still think, we're gonna do a glacier because that should push us over. If I've been counting right, that might be borderline. We'll see what they do. Heal Frog. There we go. I'm gonna throw one of my 5 Mega Elixirs.
This is a fight where Mega Elixirs live.
That's what they're for, right?
Yes. Also, this Halation has a nasty side effect. Like, if you decide to barrier up and defense up, it will negate its effect. So the damage subsequently will be back to its normal unreduced damage. Yeah. That's why it says Halation Barrier Null. It's letting you know it's actually erasing the barrier's effect. It's thoroughly unpleasant, honestly.
damage.
Now, after the halation, every few attacks on a script
Yes.
will deal. You will get hit by hexagon mist, and with no ability to absorb water or a lot of HP, it will crush your entire
Bye-bye.
party. It hurts.
Now, if you get a 9-digit crisis hit and you do 5,000 damage, then you get to skip all of that and win the game.
And that's time. GG, dude.
Thanks for the GGs. This was an interesting one. Like I didn't really feel like I had anything that was really overpowered. A lot of my, magic 2s were low, and so it was nice using some different stuff, and I had a great time overall. What was the actual time?
2:19:39.
Pretty close to estimate. Yeah, I think if I would have gotten a little bit better on where the go mode was, I wonder what was behind. Gate Key was probably in Geno Dome, and I'm guessing the Moonstone was gating like the other go modes. So yeah, I think I'm gonna turn it over to our host here because I'm in the upcoming race, and I think I gotta get ready for that. But thanks to you, Cryo, for keeping me company and lending your knowledge and your time. It was fun
I'm
hanging
happy.
out with you.
Happy to be here. It's a great cause. I'm happy to have been a part of, even if it's small, a part of this. So you all have an amazing day, and I hope everything goes well. Good luck on your next race.
Thank you. Thanks for those that donated to get our fun incentives in, and I know we've got a whole bunch for the next one too. So turn it over to Barracks.